Namaste. This session is focused on the theme of abundance. So come to a comfortable seated position, whether that's legs crossed or out in front of you or even kneeling. Draw yourself up nice and tall, and then let the shoulders relax, the eyes gently close or gaze down at the floor. Have the hands relaxed in your lap or on your knees. And bring your attention to the breath. Come into the present moment. Arrive on your yoga mat. And as you focus on your breath, first of all, watching it just as it is, and then gradually beginning to deepen the inhale and lengthen the exhale. And to talk to you a little bit about this idea of abundance and what it means. And if you want to, you can take Kubera Mudra, which is touching index fingers and middle fingers to the thumb and tucking in the ring finger and little finger. So, and then palms facing up, relax them on your lap. If that gets uncomfortable at any point, then have your hands wherever you want to. This mudra signifies wealth in all of its forms and abundance, and is named after the god of wealth. So we're heading into autumn now, and this is traditionally a time of year where it's all hands on deck. And in the olden days, people used to gather in the harvest after the summer, after everything's ripened and the food is ready to collect. And then there used to be celebrations of the bountiful crops that are going to last people through the winter. Now, I know everything's different these days, but it's still a great time to celebrate the abundance that we are lucky enough to have in our lives. In the modern world, it's very easy to have a mentality of lack. A mentality of scarcity and lack leads to fear. So even if it's perceived rather than actual, worrying that there is not enough of something leads to a negative mindset, leads to worry, anxiety, and fear. So today we're going to try and breathe in and think of filling ourselves up, expanding, and breathe out, letting go of negativity, letting go of fear. So at this time of autumn, around Harvest Festival, what better time to celebrate how lucky we are to have as much as we do in our life. Abundance can come in many forms. It could be an abundance of wealth, as in money or love or objects or opportunities. And really worrying that that abundance is not there will block it from being there. So it's a tricky thing. We have to relax into this feeling that what we have is enough in order to appreciate all the things we've got and invite more into our life. So I want you to think of abundance as an expansive energy filling you up. So every inhale, feel that you're breathing in abundance today, and every exhale, letting go of fear and lack. Set your intention to feel full of abundance. So releasing the mudra if you had taken it, and bringing your fingers down onto the floor. So tips of the fingers onto the floor. Again, doesn't matter if you're cross-legged or legs out in front. You might want to change the cross of your legs if you've been cross-legged a while now. We're going to inhale just the left hand up above, and exhale coming over to the side. releasing and relaxing, and then rising up. Exhale over to the other side, letting the other hand come up. Over we go. Good. And then inhaling, both hands up this time. Exhaling, turning to your right, little twist. Releasing the hands down. Inhaling, coming up to the center, lifting the arms, facing the center. Exhaling in the opposite direction. So nice light twists. And then inhaling, coming up to center, lifting the arms, this time bringing the hands down the center in front of the heart. Keeping them there, we're going to do our circle of joy in a seated posture. So this is a lovely sequence with the hands. We're going to inhale with the palms together in front of the heart. Link the fingers. As you exhale, push the palms away, round the spine and drop the head. The next inhale, lift the palms to the sky, reach up. And then on the exhale, release the fingers, swoop the hands all the way around behind and find the fingers, the interlace again. The next inhale, reach the knuckles away, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart, lift the head, and exhale, round the spine as you sweep the arms out to the side, round in front, bring the palms together to touch, and inhale back to the heart space. Take an exhale there and we're ready to go again. So inhale, lifting the heart as we breathe into that space. Exhale, link the fingers, push away as we round the back, drop the head. Inhale, lift the hands up above. Exhale, big circle, sweep them round behind the hips, interlace the fingers. See if you can do it the opposite interlace. And then reach back through the knuckles, lift the heart, lift the head if that's okay. And then exhale, big sweep of the hands, palms joined together in front of you, arms outstretched. Draw the hands back to the heart space. Take an exhale there. Do one more round in your own time. Think of lifting and opening, rounding and closing. So don't worry if you're ahead or behind me. Do one movement as you're inhaling, one as you're exhaling. See if you can feel that sense of release on the exhale, and then opening and filling up on the inhale. Lovely, no rush. But when you next bring your hands in front of your heart, take an exhale there and then release the hands again. Take a breath or two to settle. Hope that's warmed up the shoulders. And then come to kneeling on all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And we're going to take the right foot back behind us at hip height, pointing the toes down to the floor. So that might mean a little bit of internal rotation in your hips to do that. Looking down between the hands, spread into the fingers, press into the hands and feel length here. Unless you want to drop down on your forearms if the wrists are uncomfortable. Now, testing your balance, see if you can also lift your left arm out in front. So we've got the right leg lifted back and the left arm lifted forward, and we're reaching fingertips and the back heel in the opposite direction, trying to keep in a straight line. Keep the breath going in and out. On your next exhale, release slowly down. Knee and hand comes to the floor, and then let's test our balance on the other side. So to start with just the leg, get yourself nice and balanced and long through the crown of the head. Push out through that back heel, turn the toes towards the floor and breathe. And then if and when you're ready, taking the weight into your left hand this time, lift the right hand up and reach through the right fingers. The thumb can either point up to the sky on that raised arm. Some people like to place the palm so that it faces down to the floor. See which helps your balance. Draw everything into the core. Big breath there. Exhale to bring the hand and the knee back down. Well done. And then ready for either puppy dog, where you walk the hands forward and melt the heart down with the hips in the air, or downward facing dog, where you lift the hips up, tucking the toes, you reach the hips to the sky, and take a few breaths here. Your choice, whether you pedal out the legs, pushing one heel down towards the floor, bending the opposite knee, or perhaps you bend both knees together, lifting the hips, and then taking both heels at the same time towards the floor, easing into a stretch down the back of the legs. Good. And then everyone come to all fours on your hands and knees, flatten out the feet, lift the head, lift the heart for cow pose. Round the back as you exhale, come back, hips go towards the heels into child pose, resting the head down. Reach the hands forward. We're going to come into cobra. So your choice if you want to slither along the floor into cobra or rise up and drop the hips down. Make it an inhale where you really lift the heart, roll the shoulders down and back. And then either back to all fours and stay there in tabletop, or lifting into down dog on the exhale. I'm going to go through that 3 more times. So the inhale, we drop to the knees, lift the heart, lift the head. Little faster this time. The exhale, we drop back to child pose, hips towards the heels, rest down. Your choice how you come into cobra. Make it an inhale where the heart opens forward, the shoulders roll down and back, maybe the nose lifts a little, and then exhale back, either to tabletop or downward facing dog. Twice more. I don't mind if you want to go a little faster, a little slower. When you come back to child pose, you can even rest there for this round, or you travel onwards, choosing your way of moving between one posture and the next. Think inhale, opening, exhale, releasing, relaxing. Got one more time through. When you next get into either a kneeling tabletop posture or your down dog, then it will be time to come into a forward fold. So taking your time, everybody walking the feet forward, letting the head and the hands dangle down in a forward fold, nice and soft with the knees bent. Feet can be together or hip width apart. And breathe here. Send some love, a feeling of abundance into the back of your legs, okay? Normally a tight area. Going to come to a half forward fold. Bring your hands onto your shins and lengthen out through the crown of the head. Inhale there. And then exhale, fold down, letting the crown of the head drop towards the floor, the hips stay lifted and the legs straighten. Twice more like that. So you can bend the knees if you want to as you rise up on that inhale, and then see how it feels to straighten the legs as you bow down. Nice slow breath. One more time, bowing down. And then you can roll up or float up, your choice. We're coming up to standing. Take your time with it. Let yourself arrive in an upright position. Roll the shoulders back. Bring the hands so that the palms face forward, thumbs out to the side. That helps lift and open that chest. Good. Feel strong in your mountain pose. Pushing down, letting the weight drop into the feet and rising up through the crown of the head. Take a couple of nice deep inhale, exhales there. And we're going to make some sweeping movements with our arms. So from the arms down at the side, we're going to inhale, take them out to the side. Exhale, bring them down the center. And again, inhale, a little bend of the knees, and then stretching and reaching up. And then exhale, softening down. Keep the hands in front of the heart. Now we're going to do a sun breath flow with the arms. Inhaling here at the heart center. On the exhale, offer your forearms forward as though you have a tray on your hands. Then inhale, take them out to the side. Thumbs point up. Good. And then exhale, we're going to take a twist, turning to your right, a little bend of the knees. As you inhale, come up, facing the front. Exhale, hands back to the center. So we do that again for the other side. Inhale here as you are. Exhale, offering the arms out. Lovely. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, twisting to the left, little bend of the knees. Next inhale, unravels you to the front, straighten the legs. Exhale, hands to the center. Good. One more time each side. So inhale here. Exhale, offering out. Inhale, expanding, feeling that expansion through the fingertips. And then a little twist, gently bending the knees. Coming back out of the twist to the center. Exhale into the heart. Good. Inhale here. Offering forwards, this gentle offering. Inhale, opening and expanding. Exhale, nice gentle twist. So it's slow, controlled movements. Last time now, coming up to center. Hands coming back to the heart. And releasing them down by your side. Now have a standing side stretch into a dance, part of the dance of Shiva. So you are welcome to keep your legs just as they are, feet under the hips, or you can sweep the left foot behind the right. Doesn't matter if it comes off the mat. And then we're going to inhale and take the arms up above the head, if that's okay for you, and grasp hold of the left wrist with the right hand. So nice big inhale here. On the exhale, take it into a side stretch and stay there for a couple of breaths. So trying to breathe into the left side of the body. Let the right ear drop down towards the floor. Now, if you've got your legs crossed, then trying to equal out the weight a little bit between them so that you feel stable. Can you push into the left foot a little to extend up through the body? Lovely. And then we're going to take a little rotation here. If it's okay for you, you might want to link your fingers together. Inhale and come back. Side, exhale. In your own breath, moving around. Trying to keep your center of gravity whilst in movement. So lovely dance-like movement, staying there. Come up to center on the inhale and exhale. Uncross the legs if they're crossed, bring the arms down. Roll the shoulders and take a breath here in the middle. And then again, it's up to you whether you stay here or you can cross the right foot behind the left, trying to even out the weight a little. Good stuff. Inhale, lift the arms up, this time clasping the right wrist with the left hand. And inhale, reach through those right fingers and exhale over. And let the body get used to this side stretch. So perhaps pressing down into the feet, reaching out through the top fingers, lengthening through the right side of the body this time. Good. And then only if this feels okay in your neck, your back, you can maybe link the fingers is more comfortable than holding the wrist, but you can take some rotations. Lovely. One more perhaps. And then coming up to the center again on an inhale, uncrossing the feet on an exhale. Good, observing how that feels in the body. Now, we want some room in front of us. So come to the back of your mat so that you've got room to step forward. And we're going to take warrior one. I want you to turn, first of all, turn your left toes a little bit out at an angle and step forward with your right foot. Nice big stride forward. And see if your hips are still pointing to the front of the mat. If you put your hands on your hips to check. Yeah, so the elbows should be sticking out to the side, not that right elbow forward and the left elbow back. Tuck the tailbone under, draw up through the tummy and the side waist to keep that back nice and secure. And you can bring your hands to the heart, or on an inhale, you can sweep them up above. And then on the exhale, bend that front knee, and this is your warrior one position. You might want to adjust the feet. If you feel a bit wobbly, you can always heel toe that front foot out to the side. Spend a couple of breaths on the exhale, dropping down into the hips. Feeling strong and powerful, sending away any ideas about a negative mindset, and breathing in, reaching up through the fingertips to think, I welcome in abundance. Lovely. And your choice, we're going to come to warrior three. You can launch yourself straight into your warrior three from here, if you've got room, or you could step up to the top of your mat and then take your left foot back behind you and come into your warrior three like that. So again, keep those hips level, tilting forward. Maybe you come into a T shape. Maybe you're nearly still upright. Maybe the arms come out to the side, or they can point backwards. Nice long neck, crown of the head reaches forward, back heel reaches back. Breathe in and out. And then step back, let your weight drop back and come back to the back of your mat. Well done. Keeping your balance there. I'm going to come to the opposite corner just so I've got space to do this on the other side. Take a moment at the back of your mat. And then this time it will be the right toes turning a little bit out to the side, left foot big stride forward, and we're in our warrior stance, ready to make that shape. You can always check the hips are straight. If they're not, lift the back heel and then swivel the hips straight, then place the heel down again. So on an inhale, lifting the arms up, or you can bring them to the heart, in front of the heart. Exhale, bend the knee. Feel powerful. So gaze is straight ahead. Press into the outside edge of that back foot. And on every exhale, drop the hips down a little more. Opening the heart, relaxing the shoulders. Welcoming in abundance, letting go of any obstacles or feelings of not being good enough or lacking something. Let that go on those exhales. Good. Then prepare yourself for warrior three. Maybe you step forward and then take another step back with your right foot. Maybe you launch yourself into a warrior from here. So you're flying warrior, warrior three, your balance. See how the balance is today. Pressing into the standing leg like a stake in the ground, reaching out through the crown of the head and out through the back foot to keep a lovely long neck and back. Keep the breath going. And this time you don't have to fall backwards. You can step upright, bring the feet to the floor, and come back into Tadasana. Lovely. Right, let's get some grounded earth energy. Turning to the left, we're going to take a wide stance and channel our inner goddess. So pointing the toes out towards the corners of the mat. On an inhale, lifting the arms out in a star shape, On the exhale, bend the elbows, bend the knees. So cactus arms, good. Spread the fingers and take a few breaths here, dropping the hips down. Again, think about tucking the tailbone under, drawing your core inwards to the spine, and that should keep the lumbar spine supported. Can you go a little deeper? Well done. On the inhale, reaching the arms out to the side. On the exhale, bowing down towards the ground, crossing the wrists, maybe the fingertips skim the earth, and then crossing them back again and coming all the way up into a star shape. So inhaling into a star shape, would go through that again. So exhale down to goddess, keep it moving this time. Inhale, opening the arms out. Exhale, collecting all that abundance up from the earth. And then big circle, reaching up to the sky. Again, coming down into your goddess. Opening up, expanding as wide as you can. And then bowing down humbly towards the earth. Inhaling, stretching up into a star shape. This time you can bring your hands to your hips or out to the side. Turn the toes to the front again so that the feet are parallel, and we're going to hinge forward. Nice long spine as we bow down into a forward fold. So wide-legged forward fold now. You can let the head and the neck go. If your hands don't comfortably touch the floor or you're struggling to reach down, then grab a yoga block on any height, and that might help. We're going to take a little twist here. So perhaps starting with both hands in the center on a yoga block might help. I'm going to keep the left hand pressed down, take the right hand to the hip, bend that left knee a little, and as you inhale, turn to the right. So taking that right elbow up to the sky, you can straighten the legs. And if you want to, lift the right hand up to the sky. If that's uncomfortable in the shoulder, in the back, keep the hand on the hip. Breathe into this twist. And exhale, slowly bring the hands down again. So both hands are in the center. Bow down in your forward fold. Ready to swap that over. So press down with your right hand now into the floor or onto a block. Bring the left hand onto the hip. And if it helps, you can bend the knee, rotate the torso so that we're trying to get the left shoulder pointing up towards the sky as best we can. Keep length from the hips through to the crown of the head. And if you want to, unravel that left arm and reach for the stars. Inhaling there. Exhaling, bring the hand down. And bow down deeply in your forward fold. Maybe the head comes onto or near to the block. You might want to sway the hips a little, bending one knee, then the other. And slowly walking your hands around to the front of your mat, turning the toes as you go. Let's drop that left knee to the ground so that you're in a low lunge. Good. And pressing down into the front foot, can come up to a higher upright lunge. Inhale, take the arms out to the side, and we're going to turn towards the bent knee. So as you exhale, twisting towards the bent knee. Nice and gentle. Inhale back to the front. Bringing your hands back to the floor. Tuck the back toes, step back into downward facing dog. You could come straight to child and rest there, or you can come through a little Shakti flow. So down to kneeling, inhale, lift the heart, lift the head. Exhale, round the back, take the hips back to child pose. Inhale through to cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift up into downward facing dog. And again, inhale. Exhale. Come forward on your inhale. Exhale. Everybody walking forward into a forward fold. And then we're going to take the right foot back, dropping the right knee, bringing yourself upright. Hands can come to the heart, or inhale, the arms open out. Exhale, turning to the side. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, come round to the front. Exhale, hands down. Tuck the back toes, step back, downward facing dog, or you can come straight down to kneeling and child. And then coming round to a seated position. Take a wide-legged seated posture. If you want to grab a block, get your hips up in the air a little. You are very welcome to. So pointing the toes up to the sky and draw the crown of the head up as well. Let the sit bones settle into the earth or into your block. So maybe shifting a little bit of flesh if you need to feel that connection. We're going to bring the fingers in front of us on the floor. Inhale, lengthen the spine, hinge from the hips. As you exhale, creep the hands forward and trying to keep a flat back, a nice straight back. Just come forward until the point you feel some resistance in the back of your legs and pause there. Bend the knees, so release that resistance, hopefully a little bit. Inhale and lengthen through the spine a little bit more. Nice flat back. Keep that flat back for now. Hinge forward again. Maybe you can straighten the legs as you creep forward a little bit, the heart coming nearer the floor. One more time, I want you to still keep that flat back. Inhale, release the knees. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, bow forward slowly, slowly, straightening the legs if you can. And then release and relax. Let the back round. The head can hang down. And you're in your forward fold. Going to stay here for 4 deep, slow breaths. Inhaling, if you want to keep that knee bend going on the inhales, that might help you lengthen and come forward a little more. Exhale, releasing down. Breathing in love and abundance. So send that to the back of the body, wherever it's most feeling the stretch. On the exhale, think letting go of negativity, of fear, of anxiety, and of a feeling of lack. Let that go. Fill up again on the inhale. Filling the body. You are enough just as you are. One more big exhale, bowing down. Before you use the hands to start walking yourself gradually back upright. Good, so coming back up to a seated position, collect those knees in, draw the legs into you and have a little hug there, rounding and softening the back. Good stuff. And then come down to lying. Ready for bridge pose. So the knees are bent, the feet are flat on the floor, hip width apart. And the palms start down by the hips, palms face down. Make sure that the head and neck are relaxed and that they stay that way. And then press into the soles of the feet, lift the hips off of the floor and roll up. As you breathe in, roll up towards your shoulders, lifting the heart to the sky. Exhale, slowly, slowly, rolling down again, trying to roll back down the spine, one vertebra at a time until the hips land. And again, tuck the tailbone, push down into the feet. Inhale as you roll up. And as you exhale, use the core muscles to control that descent, letting the back round. It's like massaging it on the floor. You can carry on like this. If you want to, you can add in the arms, lifting the arms up and over the head, letting them settle on the floor at the top of the inhale. And then on the exhale, bringing the hands up towards the ceiling and all the way back down to the floor beside the hips at the end of that exhale. So you work in whichever way suits you. What I want you to feel is a feeling of expansion on that inhale, lifting the hips, lifting the heart at the top of the breath, and a feeling of release and letting go on the exhale. If you want to, you can lift the hips and stay up for a couple of breaths. Each exhale, the hips dip a little bit to release from the posture, but then they lift again on the next inhale. Maybe if you've got your hands down beside the hips, the next time you lift up, you link the fingers underneath the hips, and then you can press into the arms as well as the feet to lift up. Make sure those knees aren't splaying out to the sides, a little inward rotation of the thighs. Last time, inhaling up, and then slowly, slowly releasing back down onto the floor. Letting go, the hips spread wide. And soften the back down into the mat. Next comes a lying twist. Again, we're going to look at whether we want to expand from our usual supine twist. So I want you to bend the knees over the chest, take the arms out shoulder height, unless that's uncomfortable, in which case bring your hands down nearer your hips again. Take an inhale there, and on an exhale, let the knees drop over to your right. If they don't find the floor, you might want to touch the feet down and shimmy the hips back a little bit. Often that helps release the body into this twist. A couple of breaths to allow the body to release and relax enough to soften into the posture. And then you can choose to turn your head in the opposite direction to the knees, or keep the nose pointing out up to the sky. Today I want to give you the option to lengthen through the legs as well. So perhaps you bring the right hand onto the top of the left thigh, just to hold that top leg in position there. Might help bring you down deeper into the twist. And then stretch the right foot towards the bottom of your mat. So stretching it out so your head, hips, and heel are in a straight line. Making like a figure 4 with the legs. If this is uncomfortable in your back, then please bend both knees again and stay there. If that feels really nice, you might want to also extend the left leg out straight, reaching the foot away from the hip, away from the body, and perhaps your right hand slides down the leg. It might even catch hold of the foot. So your legs are now at kind of a 90-degree angle. This is a deeply expansive twist. It's not going to be right for everybody. Close your eyes and breathe into whatever twist your body is offering you today with a feeling of abundance and expansion. And use the exhale to soften, release, and relax. Couple more breaths on this side. And then wherever you are with it, bending both knees, lift the knees up towards the sky, let the feet both find the ground, and the hands out to the side or a bit closer to your hips. Shimmy the shoulders, the hips, and the feet so that you're back in a straight line, and notice how the body feels. So we've twisted it in one direction, and there'll be a reaction, a rebound to that. So allowing it to happen, come inwards and notice how that's feeling. We're going to even it up, doing the twist on the other side, and bear in mind it might be different for you on one side to the other. So let's inhale, lift the knees over the heart, lift them over the chest. And then on the exhale, drop the knees over to the left-hand side. Again, might take a couple of breaths to find the way that you're going to settle into this posture. So maybe shimmying the hips back a little, maybe adjusting where the hands are, closing the eyes, and either the nose stays pointing up to the sky or turns in the opposite direction to the knees. So looking towards your right hand. And if you want to, the left hand can come and rest on top of the right thigh. Holding the leg there, you might want to stretch the left leg out, reaching towards the bottom of your mat. So that top knee is still bent. The right foot might rest on your leg or in front of the knee or behind the knee, wherever it settles comfortably to you. If that's not comfortable, if there's any pain, then please bend both knees and stay in that earlier version of the twist. If you want to take it a little further, then you can explore straightening out the right leg, and maybe the left hand slides down that right leg. And it depends how the body is feeling, how your hips and muscles are, to where you're going to take this twist today. Wherever you are with it, I want you to think of this feeling of abundance, of achievement, of contentment, rather than any feeling of lack or negativity. Breathe in. Fill yourself up on the inhale. Release and relax on the exhale. A couple more times. And let it be an inhale where both knees bend and rise up towards the sky. Roll onto your back, placing the feet down on the floor, and shimmy yourself onto your back, taking a moment here to notice how the body feels. There's a lot maybe going on after that stretch. If you want to, you can take your legs out long, or you might want to hug them over your chest, maybe linking the hands around in front of the shins, having a little rock and roll from side to side. And then bringing the feet to the floor again, you can settle yourself for relaxation. If you want any extra layers, then please do gather up blankets, socks, if you want to put anything extra under your head. And perhaps the feet are wide apart and the knees are bent and rest together. That might be the most comfortable thing for your back. Or you might want to stretch the legs out long, drop the toes away in Shavasana, our corpse pose. Try turning the palms up to the sky. Close the eyes if that's okay for you, and take 3 deep inhale, exhales. Releasing the jaw, releasing the tongue. Let the shoulders relax down to the earth. The hips melt. The belly is soft. You are welcome to stay here. We're going to take a meditation on abundance. So in a couple of breaths' time, you might want to think about rolling onto your side, and without disturbing your energy too much, pressing yourself up to a seated posture, finding your comfortable way of sitting or relaxing. So either lying on the floor or in a comfortable seated meditation posture. You're welcome to have your hands relaxed in your lap or on your thighs or your knees, or you might want to take our Kubera mudra. So the index finger and the middle finger join together with the thumb, and the ring finger and the little finger tuck in, and you rest that down. So this is our mudra for wealth and abundance, and you can take that sitting or lying as you breathe here. Deeply and slowly. Abundance is so much more than money that you have in the bank or how many things you own. You can have all the stuff in the world, but you can still feel that you're missing something if you don't conjure up this energy of abundance. Whenever we feel lack, we block abundance. So if we notice what we do not have instead of what we do have, then we stop abundance from flowing in. Our mindset is the secret to success, happiness, and fulfillment. So I want you to imagine that you are surrounded by a beautiful, bright, white light. And this white light is abundance, and it's all around you. As you breathe, visualize the light coming in, traveling down into the lungs and permeating out through your body. Inhaling abundance. As you exhale, feel your body expanding, softening and relaxing, filled with radiant light. Continuing to breathe slowly and deeply. I want you to say to yourself, I release fear, and I'm open to receiving the abundance of the universe. I release fear, and I'm open to receiving the abundance of the universe. Then repeating silently to yourself, the abundance of the universe flows to me and through me. The abundance of the universe flows to me and through me. And then repeating silently to yourself, all that I seek is already within me. I am filled with abundance. All that I seek is already within me. I am filled with abundance. Three more deep inhales and slow exhales. If you're lying on the floor, rubbing your fingers and thumb together, perhaps rolling over onto one side and resting there before gently pressing yourself up to sitting. You're already in a seated position, perhaps rolling your shoulders, moving your head and neck gently. And then we'll all bring our hands in front of the heart space. Taking a lovely deep breath in as you reach your hands out and up. And exhale, bring them down the center in front of the heart and take a bow to yourself. Remember that in each moment we have the choice to feel a lack and see our world as a place of scarcity, or to see a life overflowing with abundance of the things that we already have and are deep inside of us. May you live your life in peace and serenity, surrounded and full of abundance. Namaste.